Today is day number 30 of me filming this diary for YouTube. So it's been exactly a month since I started. Today is arm day and I'm already warmed up. First exercise is dumbbell French press on a slight incline bench, same as usual. I'm not going to superset the exercises today either. And I'll be just happy to do exactly what I did a couple of weeks ago, which should be quite feasible, to be honest. Arms are usually a smaller muscle group. It's not really taxing for the CNS. I've said it many times. Today doesn't even feel like a real workout, more like a fun day. So I'm expecting to be able to do more or less exactly the same. In the last 30 days, I definitely noticed that people just grew to be less and less tolerant to me filming. I would have thought it was going to be the opposite, that if anything, they slowly just got used to it. But I suppose it's very easy to be polite the first time, but then people start to get annoyed, which is fine. It just means that I need to be more wary of where I place the camera, etc. This thing nowadays where there's a lot of people filming content in the gym. I think for a lot of us, like if you're a PT or if you're an online coach, it's part of your job. Like you have to film in the gym. You can't just make content at home. I mean, obviously it depends on your niche, but realistically, you can't just be making content at home. So on one end, people are starting to get used to it. The other end, people are starting to become less and less tolerant to it. Second exercise is a push down. I decided to change my attachment instead of using the rope. I've always been using the double rope, but just the other day, just happened to use an easy bar. Used it a couple of times before, but definitely changed my perspective on it. And actually feel like I can get myself aligned quite well. So I opted to go for that. One heavy set, a little bit heavier than usual, just because the bar allows a little bit more stability. And then 2 restful sets. Fuck. So last tricep exercise, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a long cluster set. So I'm going to select my 15 rep max, roughly my 15 rep max, and do 8 sets of 8 reps with 30 to 40 second rest. And let's see if I can finish it, if I can complete it. I'll film the first set and the last set just to show you guys what the difference is in terms of the intensity. But the whole point of the cluster set is essentially to accumulate more reps, so accumulate more volume with a specific load, because you're taking short breaks essentially in between these sets that you're not taking to failure. You're going to end up doing a much larger number of reps with a load that you would have only been able to do, in this case, 15 reps. Gonna really slow down that negative. That's it. Pretty easy as first set, right? But obviously, do 8 of that with really short breaks in between, and the intensity is going to start to accumulate very quickly. There you go. Final set. Let's see if I got 8 reps. Got them just about on the last one. Come on. Fuck. Oh. That means one thing. Need to go heavier next week. You know, I didn't realize how sore I was in my biceps. Just really sore from yesterday, obviously. Training back. It gets the biceps involved a little bit, but didn't think I'll be this sore. Let's see how much I'll be able to do today. 15s definitely felt heavier than usual. Let's see if I manage. One more. Fuck it up. That one better than I thought. This comes to show that even when you're feeling really sore, you're probably a lot stronger than you think. You can probably still squeeze in a good workout. This is especially important when you start a new training cycle and you feel a lot of soreness. If you just power through and you set the standards, you actually find that recovery improves very, very quickly. Hammer curls at the rope. Same protocol as for the push downs here. So 1 heavy set and then 2 rest pause sets. The sky is the limit with this exercise. Literally, you could probably stack it and still get maybe like 4 to 5 reps. It's very easy to increase weight on this. It's the neutral position of the hands that just allows to lift a lot of weight. Obviously, the whole point is making it purposeful, right? So let's see. Fuck. Okay, last exercise. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, this machine is particularly good because it puts the shoulders in slight extension, which means that the biceps are going to be stimulated in a longer state. And this is the kind of exercise that I like to do at the end of the session. We're doing exactly what we did at the tricep extension machine, just a cluster set. So roughly my 15 rep max, 8 sets of 8 with 30 to 45 seconds rest in between. Usually all these intensifiers, it's ideal to do them with a machine. It's not essential, but compared to like a dumbbell exercise where you have to, put yourself back in position and you're probably going to waste 10, 15 seconds just to get in position and waste a little bit of extra energy when, with a machine. First of all, the movement is a lot more stabilized. Second of all, you're already kind of in position. So whenever I'm doing a drop set or potentially even a rest pause, cluster set, if anything, is probably the one that suits most the exercises, because you still got a longer rest in between. But ideally, the majority of the intensifiers, you always want to do them with machines or exercises that are quite easy to set up. First 8 should be easy. Slow negatives, as usual. There you go, final set. Oh, okay. I'll take the right weight this time. Okay, session finished. I've actually not looked at my physique much in the last few days. Firstly, because I knew it was going to be just a bit flat, a bit more watery. But that's exactly what it looks like. What's funny is that all the muscles that I've already trained this week, I can kind of see that they're already a bit more pumped. There's a little bit more muscle tone. The muscles that I haven't trained yet, not properly anyway, they're still a bit flat. I thought that was quite funny. So the recap of the session was French press. I did 2 heavy sets this time, plus a back off. Tricep push down using the easy bar attachment this time. 1 heavy set and 2 restful sets. Then we moved on to the Panatta overhead extension machine. And we did the cluster sets, 8 times 8 reps with the 15 rep max. After that, single arm dumbbell curl, leaning onto the side. And we did 2 heavy sets and back off set with that. Same as the French press. And then again, hammer curls at the cable with a rope. We did 1 heavy set, 2 restful sets. And then the final one was the bicep curl machine cluster set, 8 times 8 with the 15 rep max. And that was it. This is what the physique is looking like with a bit of an arm pump. I think the shoulders definitely lost a bit of muscle tone. I gotta say, my chest is really sore. My back is already quite sore. Biceps are quite sore from the back day. Triceps not so much from the chest day, but yeah. I just wanted to finish off saying that I think there is this misconception in the fitness industry of what training hard actually is. I feel like training hard is often associated to doing big movements, big compound lifts, a lot of screaming and shouting and going really heavy and jerking the weight a little bit, using a little bit of cheating, pushing each other, heavy spotting, forced reps, using a lot of power and rushing the movements sometimes, and doing reps over sets. And even though at first glance that might look impressive, and it is undoubtedly hard, I mean, when you're pushing yourself, it shows. What makes me personally impressed is seeing someone using a challenging weight for them, but with super accurate form, really slow negatives, full range of motion, taking that weight, taking that set to absolute failure, meaning that they really take it to a place where they cannot complete the rep. There isn't another rep in the tank. And times have definitely changed. I think nowadays there's a lot more information out there. People on average train a lot better.
And I think the concept of standardization of reps, accuracy, range of motion, and just training to failure in general is a lot more common in gyms. But I think there's still a large degree of gym goers, even quite advanced gym goers and bodybuilders, that tend to prioritize the wrong things, in my opinion. And this usually shows in their programming, in the execution of the program, also in the overall intensity, because when you train that way, you never really hit absolute failure. It all becomes an accumulation of fatigue. Set after set after set after exercise, that's how you accumulate more damage. So overall, you end up doing a lot more volume, of course, but with not as many effective reps. And of course, we're all different and we have different genetics. There are people that can tolerate a lot more volume, they can tolerate a lot more taxing exercises in a microcycle. But there's always that question, okay, but what if they trained in a way that was more optimal? Would they get better results? Ultimately, I think the style of training is also personal preference. If you're going to be forcing yourself to do something that you hate or that you don't like, it's very likely that you're not going to be as successful as doing something that perhaps on paper isn't the best thing to do, but you connect really well with it, you absolutely love it, you're really passionate about it, and you enjoy it. And so that's going to help you push yourself more and be more consistent. And so I think old school, new school, bro science, actual science, training to failure, reps in reserve, low volume, high volume. It's all about finding the approach that really works for you. But one thing for sure, expanding your knowledge, learning more about it, learning as much as possible of what we know, what can be considered an objective truth and not just an opinion. It's really going to help you formulate the best system for you. Because what we enjoy and what we tend to prioritize is also based on our system of beliefs. And so if we believe that something is right and it's better for us, we're going to push ourselves doing it and we're probably going to enjoy it more. So yeah, I would say experiment, find out as much as possible, read as much as possible, learn and understand as much as you can of the sport and the discipline and the science behind it. In time, you'll be able to design the perfect system for you. This is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, I'm posting one vlog a day for a year straight. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.